The theater feels enormous as the boy steps out from the shadows and onto the America's Got Talent stage. At just 12 years old, he looks even smaller beneath the towering lights and the vast ceiling that seems to stretch endlessly above him. The applause that greets him is polite but curious, a soft wave of sound rolling over him rather than crashing. He clutches the microphone with both hands, fingers tight, as if letting go might make the moment disappear. His heart is pounding so loudly he's sure the judges can hear it. For a brief second, he wonders if he should have stayed backstage, where it was dark and safe, where dreams were easier to hold than to risk. The spotlight settles on him, warm and blinding. He blinks, adjusting, trying to focus on the familiar faces behind the judge's desk. Simon Cowell sits in the center, expression unreadable, arms resting casually as though nothing surprises him anymore. Heidi Klum smiles gently, encouraging. Sofia Vergara leans forward with interest, and Howie Mandel watches with a playful tilt of his head. They've seen thousands of performers, the boy knows that. Singers, dancers, magicians, people with years of training and confidence. Compared to them, he feels like a whisper trying to be heard in a storm. Simon speaks first, his voice calm but sharp, cutting through the noise of the crowd. He asks the boy his name, his age, where he's from. The boy answers softly, his accent lilting, carrying the warmth of the Philippines with every word. He mentions his family watching from home, crowded around a small screen, praying for him. His voice trembles slightly when he talks about them, and he swallows hard, steadying himself. This isn't just his moment, it's theirs too. When Simon asks what he plans to perform, there's a pause, just long enough for doubt to creep in. The boy takes a breath, deeper this time, and says the name that has lived in his heart for as long as he can remember. Michael Jackson. The words hang in the air, heavy and electric. A ripple moves through the audience. Some people smile in excitement, others exchange skeptical glances. Michael Jackson is a legend, untouchable, imitated by millions and mastered by very few. For a child to claim that inspiration feels bold, almost dangerous. Simon raises an eyebrow slightly. He's heard this before, he's thinking, another kid with a dream too big for his years. He asks gently but directly why Michael Jackson. The boy looks down for a moment, gathering courage, then lifts his eyes. He speaks about watching old videos late at night, about learning moves in front of a cracked mirror, about music that made him feel alive even when life felt hard. He says Michael Jackson made him believe that someone small, someone different, could fill the world with light. As he speaks, the theater quiets. The laughter and whispers fade, replaced by a stillness that feels respectful, almost protective. There's something honest in his voice, something unpolished and real. He isn't trying to impress right now, he's simply telling the truth. His hands stop shaking as much, and for the first time, he stands a little taller. Simon nods slowly, absorbing every word. He asks one final question, whether the boy feels ready for this stage, for the pressure, for the expectations that come with daring to channel a legend. The boy hesitates, then nods. I'm nervous, he admits, a small smile breaking through. But when I dance, I'm not scared. The audience responds with a warm murmur, touched by his honesty. There's a brief pause as the judges signal to the band and technicians. The boy moves to his mark at the center of the stage. Without music yet, the silence grows louder. He can feel thousands of eyes on him, can almost hear the echo of his own thoughts. He remembers practicing on concrete floors, shoes worn thin, neighbors watching through open doors. He remembers failing, falling, getting back up again. All of it has led to this moment. He closes his eyes. Somewhere deep inside, the fear begins to loosen its grip. He imagines the rhythm, the beat that has guided him through so many lonely nights. His body relaxes, instinct taking over where nerves once ruled. The crowd holds its breath, waiting for the first note, the first move, the first sign of whether this boy's dream is about to soar, or shatter. The lights dim just slightly, the air charged with anticipation. On the judge's desk, Simon leans forward, no longer casual, curiosity replacing doubt. The boy opens his eyes, steady now, ready to step beyond himself. This is only the beginning, but already, something feels different. The stage no longer looks quite so big. The dream no longer feels so fragile. And as the music is about to begin, the world seems to pause, as if giving a 12-year-old boy permission to become something unforgettable. The first beat snaps through the theater like a spark striking steel. It's sharp, unmistakable, and instantly familiar. In that exact moment, the boy changes. The nervous child who stood under the lights a second ago vanishes, replaced by a focused presence that commands the stage. His shoulders square, his chin lifts, and his eyes lock forward with a confidence that feels far beyond his 12 years. The crowd barely has time to react before his feet begin to move, sliding backward in a smooth, controlled glide that draws a collective gasp from the audience. The moonwalk is clean, effortless, almost unreal. The music swells, and the boy's body flows with it as if every beat is wired directly into his muscles. Each step is precise, yet alive, not mechanical or forced. His arms snap and release with perfect timing, fingers slicing the air before softening into graceful curves. The way he hits the accents, sharp stops followed by fluid motion, feels authentic, deeply studied, and deeply felt. This isn't a child copying steps from a screen, this is someone who has lived inside this music, who understands its pulse. The audience begins to erupt, shouts and cheers bursting out before they can be contained. People lean forward in their seats, phones raised, eyes wide. Some are laughing in disbelief, others already clapping to the rhythm. A few stand up instinctively, as though pulled to their feet by the energy radiating from the stage. The boy spins, lands on the beat, and freezes for half a second, long enough for the moment to burn into memory, before exploding back into motion. At the judge's desk, the reactions are immediate and unfiltered. Heidi's hands fly to her mouth, her eyes sparkling with shock. Sophia jumps up, shouting something inaudible over the music, her face lit with pure excitement. Howie slams his hand on the desk, laughing and shaking his head, already knowing they're witnessing something special. And Simon, usually guarded, usually skeptical, leans so far forward it's as if he might stand at any second. His expression isn't critical now. It's stunned. The boy moves across the stage with confidence, using every inch of space as if it belongs to him. He hits a flawless spin, heels planted, body centered, then slides into a toe stand that makes the crowd scream. The timing is perfect. Not rushed. Not late. Perfect. The boy's face shifts with the music too, intense one moment, playful the next, echoing the emotional range that made Michael Jackson iconic. For brief flashes, it feels less like an imitation and more like a channeling, as if the spirit of the king of pop is moving through him. As the routine builds, the music layers grow thicker, louder, more dramatic. The boy matches. It's step for step, never losing control. Sweat glistens under the lights, but his movements remain sharp, clean, deliberate. He pops, locks, glides, and spins, each transition seamless. The crowd's energy feeds him, and he feeds it right back, pushing harder, moving faster, without sacrificing precision. It's a dangerous balance, but he rides it perfectly. Midway through the performance, the music drops into a quieter section, and the boy slows. His movements become more expressive, almost tender. He reaches outward, as if telling a story without words. In this moment, the theater feels intimate despite its size. You can sense people holding their breath, afraid to break the spell. Even Simon sits completely still now, eyes fixed, as though missing a second would be unforgivable. Then the beat slams back in, and the explosion is immediate. The boy launches into his final sequence, unleashing everything he has left. A rapid series of footwork transitions into a lightning-fast spin, ending in a dramatic freeze. The crowd is already on its feet, screaming, clapping, losing control. Before the music even ends, the applause drowns it out. The final note hits. The boy snaps into a classic Michael Jackson pose, one hand angled, head tilted, body perfectly still. Silence, just for a heartbeat. Then the theater erupts like a dam breaking. The roar is deafening. The boy stands there, chest heaving, eyes wide, as if he can't quite believe what he's just done. He blinks, looking out at the sea of standing fans, hands raised, faces lit with awe. At the judges' table, everyone is up now. Heidi is clapping above her head. Sophia is shouting his name. Howie is grinning ear to ear. Simon finally stands, slowly, deliberately, applause measured but powerful. There's something different in his face, respect. Genuine respect. The boy bows slightly, overwhelmed, tears threatening at the corners of his eyes. He came to honor his hero. What he didn't expect was to remind the world why legends are born. And how, sometimes, they are reborn through the most unlikely voices.